To transform our nation to become the greatest nation in this planet Earth is to transform ourselves.
One star for Incorporated Kingdom of MAHARLIKA presents
Good evening
Good evening po.
to all Maharlikans,
evening.
to the people of the Philippines and the whole world. To transform our nation to become the greatest nation in this planet Earth is to transform ourselves. Transforming a nation is transform ourselves. To my countrymen, four years have passed since I took my first oath in the home of 100 Island, Alaminos City, Pangasinan, as the tribal kings of kings. We have traveled back since then. On this day, an hour when I assumed the kingship, we have found a government at the brink of disaster and collapse. A government that planted fear before it inspired hope. Plagued by indecision, scorned by self-doubt, its economy despoiled, its treasury plundered, its last remaining gleam shown to light the way of panic because of that COVID-19. But panic, we, members of the Kingdom of Maharlika, did not. Rather, against the usual raucous cries of the Sayanic, we kept faith. And in that faith, persevere until the passing of that terrible cloud. We survived the agony. We passed the test. The result of those endeavors are landmark upon our nation. Now, we have seen our Kingdom of Maharlika transformed into a new look. Our kingdom made of rock and stone, we have conquered the first obstacle. First, but our task is not done. For the task of kingdom building never ends. We must forge on. You have given me the task of a leadership as king by the overwhelming and unprecedented mandate, I thank you all for your trust. So I will lead this kingdom into a new decade, the decade of this 22nd century, a decade that is one of the most crucial in our history, as well as in the history of Asia, not only in Asia, and also in the whole world over. The word seek to know whether man is indeed impelled by some strange instinct to self-destruction, or whether its science of the relationship of men can catch up or overreach its natural science. In Asia, we must now forge a constructive unity and coexist in for peace, not on the term that must yet be drawn by a conquering attitude, but on one that now exists. For in the years in this difficult decade, Asia must decide whether in the vast region of one of the greatest of the world's people, the MAHARLIKA, it will build a sanctuary or set up a continental resort. Decision cannot much longer be delayed. In our own time, we had just begun building a kingdom. We had just to telescope at all years what other nations achieved in a decade and what the things we need to be done. There is a mortgage of dedication, of discipline, of self-abnegating leadership in billowing fields of green sprung from the kingdom. On every road or bridges, on every school or hospital, on every community project we have built, for discipline is other ways of achievement. But I hear the stringent crisis of protest against self-discipline from the gilded throne of the privileged and the scientifically articulate, they who have yet to encounter the implacable face of poverty. I hear the meaning of Christ of the uninformed, the ignorant, and the needy. To them I address this plea. Let them share the burden with the grace and courage of the poor. Let them find common cause with the people. Too long we have blamed on one another the ills of this nation. Too long we have wasted our opportunities by finding fault with each other, as if this would cure our ills and rectify our errors. Let us now banish reclamation There are too many of us who see things as they are and complain. Let us rather see things as they should be and inspire. Let us dream the vision of what would be and not what might have been. So, let's unite. We walk hand in hand so that our nation, our kingdom of Maharlika will become the greatest of all. There are many things we do not want about our world. Let us not mourn them. Let us change them. The time is not tomorrow, but now. The kingdom I praise, the severest leadership and integrity as well as discipline. Kingdom shall set the vision for simplicity within the bound of civility. I ask in turn a response from the privileged. Let us be true to ourselves as the people of the poor nation is struggling to be prosperous, whether our personal circumstances, rich or poor. We are all citizens in this nation of poverty. Today, with our self-reliance, Sarili Sika is no longer an option. It is our faith. In the next few years, we'll lay the basis for reformation, a revolutionary reformation of our international and domestic policies, of our political, social, legal, and economic system. To truly them, the decade of the 20s cannot be for the faint of heart and men of little faith. It is not for the winners nor for the timid. It demands men and women of purpose and dedication. It will require new kingdom habit, nothing less than a new social and official morality. Our royal king and queen must justice the profligate rich who waste the nation's substance, including its foreign exchange reserve of personal comfort and luxury. The nation's capacity for growth is limited by its foreign exchange earning. Every dollar spent on self-indulgence is a dollar taken away from employment, from welfare, from education, from the nation's social economic well-being. Your servant will set the example of this official morality and oblige others to follow. Any act of extravagance in the kingdom will be considered not only an offense of good moral, but also an act of punishable with dismissal from royal house. With such new ethics, we will surmount the problem we are confronting now. We must discard complacency, embracing panic, rely on our effort alone without rejecting the support of others. Let not the future observe that being virile in body, we multiplied in numbers without increasing in the spirit. I do not demand of you more than I demand of myself and of the kingdom. So seek not from the kingdom what you cannot find in yourself. In the solution of our problems, this kingdom will lead the way. But the first duty that confront us all in how to continue to grow in the royal house, a new heart, a new spirit that is spring out of the belief that while our dungeon be many and our resources few, there is no problem that we cannot surmount given by the will and courage. Let every man be his own master, but let him first and above all be his own judge. It is our destiny to transform this nation. We begin by transforming ourselves first. In this formidable task, no Maharlika, no one in the land will be exempt, whether this is his station, position in life, neither wealth or power, with purchase, privilege, wealth and power shall not outrage the conscience of our people. Trusting in God, in ourselves, we must now pledge, my countrymen, that in the homage of the vision of the race, there shall be in this spot of the universe a people strong and free, tracing the ancestral route to Asia, proud their Oriental heritage as well as Western culture, secure in their achievement, a people daring to match the iron of the world without losing their essential humility, eradicating social iniquity without encouraging anarchy, practicing self-discipline and self-reliance without ostentation, attaining dignity without losing friends, seeking truth, independence without provoking war, embracing freedom even in deprivation. Thus, we prove to our prosperity that our dreams was true, that even in this land of impoverished legacy, the way of the future is not totally recent, but the Maharlika Kingdom, the Royal House of Maharlika in Alaminos City, Pangasinan, Philippines. There is no problem that we cannot surmount. Let us smile for that future. We clap our hands. Maharlika, be prosperous always.